Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, October 20th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I passionately love, I passionately embrace my yin process in the world. And just a reminder, yin is the combined essence of yin and yang, within whatever your personal blends and balance of these energies are within you. And today we are coming off new moon energy, new moon in Libra energy. So we are still going to be working those seeds. Now, really, you have the potential to work these seeds, these intentions, these energies that you would like to bring into your life in these next 6 months over the next 6 months until March 31st when we reach the end of this new moon cycle. That's when we have the full moon in Libra, which, kind of caps that energy. So don't forget about what it is you planted and to feed whatever love, nourishing energy that it needs over this time. Now, I have some interesting messages coming through today with the astro. Not too much going on. We have the moon in Scorpio. So the moon shifted into Scorpio yesterday on Thursday. And the moon in Scorpio is really hanging out with Jupiter and Mercury all in Scorpio. So it's the moon, Jupiter, and Mercury all just kind of like coagulating together in Scorpio. And Scorpio is such an interesting sign because it is capable of bringing up both the lightest light and the darkest dark. And what's coming up through this as the moon reaches Mercury in Scorpio, and we're getting some revelations, we're getting some understanding coming up, is, really looking at ourselves, our self-love process, and the judgment that we have over how we show up, light or dark. And the thing is with judgment, I like the word discernment. I think we do need to use the energy of discernment on a regular basis. But a lot of us kind of default to judgment. And judgment as an energetic is very paralyzing. It's very mucky. It's very sticky. I wish I could show you what's in my head. It's very sticky, almost like quicksand muck. And it's really easy when we tap into shadows to get stuck in the muck, to get stuck in our judgment and let that judgment pull us down. Now, this is important because the moon is in the dark of the moon. The moon is still, going into waxing phase. So it's going to be building into the light. So here comes the light again. But being that it's still in the shadows, it's still in the darkness, here it is with Mercury. So emotions and mentalities are colliding and Jupiter's there, amplifying it all. And like I said, light or dark, you could go either way. You really could go down into the muck with this. But this is why I'm bringing you this message. As these revelations come up, as you look at the shadows and the light that come up for you, are you facing these things with discernment? Are you facing these things with judgment? And, it's one of those things. We keep putting on masks, trying to be things that we are not. And I do have a very strong message of service today with the Soulful Woman card. And this works really well with the fact that we're finishing up Libra and working this self-love process. And one of the things that I said a long time ago, being yourself is the greatest service that you could render to the world. So often we're trying to be these superheroes, we're trying to be all these things. The world doesn't need that from you. The world needs you to be who you are. But so often we get bogged down by the judgment of who we are and the judgments of it's not good enough, I should be doing more, and all those things that we're not even living up to the potential of who we are. Judgment is a paralyzer. So you have the opportunity, as whatever needs to surface in you at this time surfaces, to face it. Face these energies with discernment. Face it knowing that you have the power to shift whatever is going on for you. Scorpio energy, empowerment. You have the power to do this. You have to find your balance. You have to find how you need to show up. And another thing you need to recognize as we work through this energy is that, high or low, whatever path you're choosing on bringing forth your energy, if you're choosing the high path, you're teaching people. If you're choosing the low path, you're teaching people. There's a divine plan. So sometimes we teach people by leading by example, and sometimes we teach people by leading by not example. So just realize you are playing your cosmic role, and it's up to you in which manner you are going to step forward. But again, you don't have to get bogged down with your judgment of it. You have to commit to showing up in your divine yin. A fly just landed on my forehead. Thank you, fly, for crowning me with that. Show up in your divine yin, in your balance. Leave the judgment at home and rather discern, does this feel good? Is this true to my soul? Is this true to the goals, the seeds that I've planted? And then release the judgment, release that icky, mucky stuff that's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you holding yourself back because it's like, oh, it's not good enough, it's not enough, it won't be appreciated, any of those things. No. Your greatest service that you can ever bring is you being yourself and hopefully rising into the greatest self that you can be. So, Moon conjunct Mercury, 5 degrees. Stuff may be surfacing. It could be light. It could be dark. Understanding is coming to the surface. You may have ahas. Scorpio energy can dig in and find answers where you thought that there would be none. Scorpio can dig in and find all kinds of things that you would think are not there. So be prepared for whatever may come your way and then decide what are you going to do with it and how can you be in your greatest balance, in your greatest yin-tude. I like the word yin so much. All right, so besides that, we also have the moon in Scorpio trining Neptune, 11 degrees, master level energy, the master level of you being yourself instead of, again, projecting somebody else's version of you that you should be. Are you in your divine flow? And flow, again, means that you are sitting or moving, doing nothing or doing something according to what is right in your personal alignment. So what is your yin? This is also highly intuitive. So this is really an interesting connection. As stuff is surfacing, here we have these intuitions, these insights, deeper insights, higher level insights that are helping us master who we are, show up in our greatest master selves. So it's really going to be up to you how you use this day. But it's an overall very positive day. But, with Scorpio, positive days can always go anyway. I also want to mention we are finishing up Mars in Virgo. So there is some more yang healing going on. This might be around how you're showing up passionately taking action in the world. There may be some healing that goes on for that. You may find yourself showing up and standing up in a different manner. We're also finishing up the sun in Libra. So this is the time to really find, okay, what is my divine balance? Am I in this balance? And balance is not a static event. If you're ever in yoga doing tree pose, you know that balance, or in ballet doing an arabesque, you know that balance sometimes is a little wiggly and it's adjusting and it's moving around and through to stay in a state of balance. So don't just think like balance is unbalanced. Here I am. Nope. Everything around us is always changing and we move and change, and that's part of being in the flow because that just helps us stay in our personal balance. So to finish up, the card I have from Soulful Woman is service as co-creation. My service, no matter how great or small, is a conscious act of co-creation with the world. And you are of your greatest service, like I said, when you are being true to yourself. That's all the world ever has wanted from you. It does not need you to be a superhero. It just wants you to be true to yourself. Drop the judgment, choose discernment, and keep showing up in your greatest self in any given moment. And the last thing I want to finish up with is two little things. I love the Rumi verse, beyond right doing and wrong doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there. I think that little phrase gets me out of judgment sometimes. And another thing that I like to remember is I think a Buddhist story. And basically, this man, he found a horse and his neighbors were like, oh, what? Good luck. And then his son is trying to tame the horse and falls off the horse and breaks his ankle. And they're like, oh, what? Bad luck. And then war comes and, they come through and want to take his son, but can't because, he's unable because he has a broken leg and they're like, or broken foot, whatever I said. And they're like, oh, what good luck. And it goes onward. We swing back and forth, the pendulum. And the part that I missed is that the man said good or bad. I don't know. We have these judgments of things that they're good or bad. Let's use discernment instead of bogging us down in judgment because the universe always has plans. And I think if we can get beyond the right doing, wrong doing, we can get into the higher level and see what the universe is really doing for us and utilize it and feel empowered rather than stuck in the muck. All right, so book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart. I want to remind you that there is enough love in the world for you, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.